you doing today, Crazy Dave? Well, what is it? The Tuesday the 24th of March 2009? I got one of these hot water systems. It takes a while for the hot water to come through. You can see how much it's filled the bucket before the hot water's finally arrived from this system, which is warming up slightly now. Now, I'm going on a water meter shortly. Could be tomorrow, could be in a couple of months, but it might be tomorrow. So I'm doing a few things. Checking this out. There we go, that's the warm water coming through. So, plug in the sink. Should have done that already. Water on, that off. I got, well, you can see the water level in the top of the bucket. Nice warm water coming through. And what's that in your bathroom, Crazy Dave? Well, blow me down. If it ain't a wheelie bin. Why is a wheelie bin in here, Dave? Why indeed? Well, I've had a guts full with the water company, send me 765 or 9 or whatever quid a year bill. So I'm going to recycle a lot of water. One of which is getting this warm water through, and I've cleaned out the wheelie bin. It's my wheelie bin, and this might be a little bit awkward, but see that water? How can we do this? What have a tripod, Dave? Hold on, a tripod. See if it'll go around that way. Into the wheelie bin, ready for flushing. Sorry about the mess in there, but it gets all condensation because it should have been a bathroom anyway, and they made it like that, and the paint don't stick to the walls, but my landlord doesn't care. Do you, Mr. Berman? No. So yeah, when they talk about recycling, they don't give poor people things like that to recycle their water with. Do they, Mr. Rodney Berman, Chairman of County Council? Do they, Mr. Rodri Morgan, First Minister of the Welsh Assembly? Do they, Mr. Gordon Brown, likes to talk about helping alleviate poverty? Well, having one of them for your recyclable water? Yep, that's going to alleviate my poverty. So it's becoming out of the bath, going into the wheelie bin when I have a bath. From the wheelie bin down the loo. Saves me money. Won't be doing no flushing no more. Be bucketing it down. Disinfectant in there. A couple of those blue things in there, you know, make the water all blue. Because I wash my clothes in there. So I'll be bathing, washing my clothes and flushing my loo all with the same water. Friggin' remarkable, and I don't think at the end of the year I'm going to be paying anything like £765 or £9 for my water. And my water company, that's what we say to the water company, Dave, isn't it? And I'd like an investigation then about this roof water collection or standing water charge, and I'm wondering if I'm the only one paying it in this property. Is the upstairs tenant paying any standing water charge, or is it just the ground floor? Considering the guy's got half the garden area, shouldn't the standing water charge be shared? Or am I getting ripped off for that, Mr. Rodri Morgan? Well, am I? Is there a public inquiry going on about what the water company is charging vulnerable adults? They goddamn ought to be, Mr. Morgan. And they goddamn ought to be the BBC checking it out and going, excuse me, Doer Company, apparently you're a non-profit making organisation. Well, you're certainly screwing Crazy Dave for one thing with this charge. And what about all the other vulnerable, in all the other houses of multiple occupancy getting screwed by the water company? Who pays the standing charge? Is it split between the two, or am I the muggins who've been paying it all these years? And will I get reimbursed? And will I sue them for unnecessary hardship? Well, people in Wales, if you agree with any of this, you know, copy paste the video, send it to your local assembly members, send it to your local county councillor and say, excuse me, I think Crazy Dave got a point. And now I'm getting washed. The reason I'm getting washed is I got to go and ring David L. John. Now, David L. John is a maintenance department guy who was very helpful to me in the past when the pipe burst or broke, and I'm going to see him about getting that pipe across there and down into there, and then I want another barrel by there, and I'm also going to ask him to do the one in the front. I've got a barrel for that, and if I have the water off the roof going into a barrel with a pipe off going into the garden, so the garden is absorbing all the excess flow, or have maybe two barrels and then a pipe going into the excess flow, because I could feed a pipe all the way around there, underneath all those, up into the pond, and if I raise that one and then add the other one higher, the water pressure should be able to feed it into there. No worries. To people who are having high water absorbing gardens get a reduction on their standing water charge, water company? I doubt it, Dave. But they ought to. I mean, they charge for that up there. Well, high retentive water garden should get a reduction. Well, we got to see about that now, and I'll let you know what Mr. L. John says. I want him out for an inspection and get the works done. They can even recycle the pipe, for crying out loud. How long have we got here? Over 6 minutes, we're cool. I mean, have a look at this. Come on, let's do it properly for the people. See up there? They could put a U-bend there, round the corner, and then they could reuse this to come down into there, couldn't they? And that's out of that, so that's no bother. And this is the other one. So they can put it on by there, put a corner there, down here. I am willing to move these. In fact, I'm going to do it anyway and put the barrel there ready. And then they could reuse that to bring it down there into the barrel. I can move all these, that's not a problem. So I could have two there, feed off pipe there, going down into this area here, so it swamps that, and the water then all flows down there. Wouldn't that be lovely? Oh yeah, I had grief last week. I think I have there, claims this blocking out his light. It's not even in goddamn leaf yet. My answer is he ought to get down on his bend his knees, give thanks to God that he can friggin' see the thing. But that's for another day and another time. But there we go. Sustainability, Mr. Rodri Morgan. You don't know a friggin' thing about it, and you won't put into action anything that will alleviate poverty. Do you, Mr. Rodri Morgan? I mean, you have all these consultation documents. Look at this, I gotta do this. It's deceiving fuckers. You know? Simple systems. It's going to save me a shitload of money. Integrated, sustainable housing with water. What's the problem, Mr. Morgan? I mean, how many old people could be having their bills reduced by 50 quid, 100 quid a year by having a simple system like storage of bath water for recycling through their toilets, or roof water collection systems fed off into their gardens, so they ain't paying these bunch of bastards loads of money every year? Because that's what they are, Mr. Morgan. And you're one of them as well, because you haven't done anything to challenge the bill that they're charging me on this property, and that's a crime.